I'm coming at you barefaced today because we have a bunch of new fun drugstore makeup to test out. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into it. So let's do the brows first because I do not feel like myself without my brows. I was one of those teenagers that over plucked my brows like crazy and they just never fully recovered. So today we're going to be testing the Covergirl Clean Fresh Brow Filler Pomade Pencil. I got the shade Medium Brown. Highly pigmented, creamy pomade glides easily and precisely with non-drying, soft matte, natural finish. Sweat-proof and smudge-proof. I actually was intrigued to try the new super nano precise pencil that Covergirl launched, but they were out of that one, so I got this one instead. I like the millennial pink packaging. It's a little bit chunkier than most of my other brow pencils. It's really interesting. It's almost a diamond shape, or it looks like a little slice of pizza. You get a little brush on the other side, which personally I do prefer a spoolie, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So let's try to brush the brows up with this. I desperately need to pluck my eyebrows. Don't look too closely at that. Ugh, my eyebrows are atrocious. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to use this. The shape is kind of weird. All right. Oh, it's very pigmented. OMG. Can you see? It's just, I'm not even putting any pressure. Oh, I'm scared. I do prefer my brow pencils to be a little bit drier, just because I find that to be easier to control, and they tend to not smudge as much when they're a bit drier, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully this sets down. Ugh, it's just so pigmented and so thick that my brows are getting very intense very quickly. I'm just trying to blend out the product I already placed because I feel like if I keep going in with more product, it's just gonna be way too much. Okay, I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get. This is not my favorite. It's a little bit too pigmented and the tip is a little bit too thick. I'm not a fan of the shape and just how pigmented and creamy it is. It's really hard to control. It's hard to get hair-like strokes. It's just not my preference. For primer, I want to test the NYX Face Glue Gripping Primer. So this is NYX's version of those really popular gripping primers like the Milk Hydra Grip, the e.l.f. Power Grip. NYX already actually has a gripping primer. The Plump Right Back is one of my favorite gripping primers because it's a little bit more hydrating than the previous ones that I mentioned and not as thick and sticky. So I'm interested to see what this one is like. I hope they don't discontinue the Plump Right Back though, because that's one of my favorites. It looks like Elmer's glue. This takes me back to my pencil box kindergarten days. Honestly, the packaging kind of creeps me out a little bit. The idea of putting glue on my face just feels icky to me, but it's cute. So you screw off the little top, and I guess I'll just squirt it onto my fingers. Ooh. Oh, it's white. It actually looks like glue. Ooh, it's so creepy. It's very liquidy. I also saw that this formula contains maple syrup, which also I have an instant gut reaction to not want to put that on my face. Sugar, skin, bugs, acne, I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea, but maybe it's supposed to be really great for your skin. I don't know. Any dermatologists out there? Any skincare junkies? Is maple syrup supposed to be really good for your skin? I'm not sure. I know honey is a lot of skincare products and it's supposed to be good for your skin, so maybe maple syrup is in that family. This is very liquidy, but I can feel it drying down and it is leaving a slight tack. I like that the consistency is a lot more liquidy than the e.l.f. Power Grip because that one is like a gel. You really have to kind of use some elbow grease to work it into the skin, whereas this one goes on like a thin moisturizer and then it starts to set down to get that stickiness. It's not as sticky as I was expecting. We'll see how it wears under makeup. This is gonna have to be a multiple test, different foundation testing situation, but first impressions, it applied really easily and it feels pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly apply my foundation and concealer off camera because I don't have a new one to test, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just applied my Juvia's Place I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation, and then I went in with my NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum in the shade Light. I also applied a little bit of my Juvia's Eye Prep Eye Prime Eye Primer, and now let's go ahead and go in with the new bronzer concealer product. I have tested this once before. I think I have a short posted on my channel if you're interested in seeing my first impression. Spoiler alert, I love this. This is the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour from e.l.f. If you know, you know that I am a huge fan of their liquid camo blushes. Love, love, love. This is one of my favorite makeup releases of the year. One of my favorite liquid blush formulas in general, high-end drugstore, whatever. So when I saw that they were launching a bronzer, I was super excited and it did not disappoint. I have the second lightest shade, Fair Light. It has a slight rosy undertone, but not overly pinky or red. And you can apply these directly on to the face and they blend out like a dream. They're pretty pigmented, as you see. I probably could have just gone in with one little dot, but they blend nicely. Yeah, I used a little bit too much there, but no worries. Just do one dot on this side. Super pigmented, super easy to blend. They don't pick up the foundation underneath, which I find to be an issue with a lot of but liquid blushes and bronzers in general. And I also like that this one, it sets down, but it doesn't dry too quickly. That's another problem I find with liquid bronzers, blushes. They just set so fast that you can't really blend them. These ones give you good working time. And I like the tone of this one because it is sort of the perfect bronzer slash contour. It's not overly gray, so it's not going to make you look like a corpse, but it's not super warm either, so it does give you that chiseled effect. I also appreciate that e.l.f. has an amazing shade range with these bronzers. A lot of liquid bronzers, especially from the drugstore, just do not offer a very inclusive shade range. Alright, next up for blush. This is the Gel Crush Lip and Cheek Blush from Flower Beauty. This is not a new product, but I believe this is a new shade. So this is in the shade Coconut Crush, which just looks like the most beautiful toasty brown blush, which I have been so into lately. I have tried this formula before and I did enjoy it. It's very gel-like, more dewy. I loved it on like a no foundation, no makeup day. It's not the most long wearing, but this color, I had to try it. It's a bit more sheer and it has a little bit of a translucency to it. It's got a little bit of a sheen. It's a very natural blush, so even these darker colors, you don't have to be afraid of them. You can apply them directly to the cheek, but it's a little bit of a stiffer formula and I would only really recommend doing that if you don't have any foundation underneath. So I'm going to take some on a brush and then I'm just going to tap that into the skin. Ooh. Ooh, that's such a pretty color. It's a little bit more purpley than I normally go with my blushes, but there's something about the depth of it that makes it more wearable, for me at least, in my mind. You can see it's very sheer, so you don't have to be scared, but you can build it up. It doesn't pick up the product underneath. I'm gonna take a little bit on the forehead, just sort of where the bronzer and the foundation meet. That's really pretty. It gives you that glossy, dewy cheek. Love. I don't know if I'll be reaching for it when I'm doing more glam looks like I am today. I think this will be more of a no makeup, maybe wear to the pool or the beach, especially in the summertime. Quick throw on, no fuss. I'm happy they expanded the shade range. Like, what happened to Flower Beauty? Their website does not even work anymore, and I don't see them really in stores that much. I don't hear anything about them. Are they still launching things? Are they still around? I hope so, because I really enjoyed a lot of their products, and I think their marketing and the packaging is just so cute. So I hope that they stay around, and I'm happy to see them still launching some things. But yeah, let me know if you know. I don't have any new powders, so let me quickly set and I'll apply a highlighter, which I'm just gonna go with the newest highlighter in my collection from the drugstore, the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade Icy Gold. Okay, so before we go into the new eyeshadow palette, I did want to try out this new lip balm from Essence. This is their Juicy Balm Glossy Butter Balm, and I got the shade Choco-lot to handle. It just comes in like a standard chapstick type packaging. Oh, more pigmented than I thought, and it's more brown than I thought. I know it's called choco-lot and the cap is brown, but I feel like online it looked like it had a little bit more of a rosy undertone, but we'll see. Ooh. Okay, so it's definitely a look. I just feel like with this dark of a color and how pigmented it is, it's looking a little bit uneven on the lips. But it feels nice. This would not be a no mirror chapstick type of product, but I think it's kind of a cool color. I have never seen a chapstick in a deep brown color like this. Ooh, you can't twist it back down though. Once you twist it up, it doesn't go back down. So I wonder if this is gonna... Oh, you got quite a bit of room in the cap, but just beware. You might nick it going in, putting the cap back on, because you can't twist it back down. I'm gonna keep this on for now while I'm doing the eyeshadow, and then after we complete the look, I'm gonna go in with my other new lip product. This is the Hydrating Glossy Serum, the Lip IV from NYX. And the eyeshadow palette that I want to test, I have heard so many people raving about these new eyeshadow palettes from Revolution. Apparently, this might be the old BH Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. I used to love BH Cosmetics eyeshadow, and Makeup Revolution bought BH Cosmetics, and they never really seemed to be incorporating the eyeshadow formula into their products, but apparently these are the bomb diggity, so I'm excited to see. Is BH Cosmetics having a reincarnation? I really hope so. I could get the tape off of here. Oh my goodness. The 12 pan eyeshadow palette, I have mine in the Enchanted Icon. Packaging is simple, but I do love the rose gold detail. And there's the color story there. Just a really pretty pinky neutral, like winter glam moment. So let's play around. I desperately need to wash my eyeshadow brushes. Ooh, you get a couple creams in here too. I don't know if we'll do that today just because I already did set my lids with powder, but I'll have to do that another day and keep you guys posted. So to start, let's go in with this mauve shade. A lot of product picks up on the brush. Ooh, very pigmented. It's a little bit more purple on the skin than it is in the pan, but I'm not mad about it. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm just sort of pressing this through the crease and then doing windshield wipe motions. I'm gonna take that along the lower lash line too while I'm here. It's a really pretty color. It's purple, but it's not overly colorful. It can still pass as a neutral. They are a little bit powdery. It's not something that bothers me. Some of my favorite eyeshadow formulas like ABH are a little bit more powdery, but just something to keep in mind if that does bother you. Just taking a little bit more of that shade and connecting it to the upper lid. Let's deepen things up a little bit with this deeper mauve brown. I'm gonna take the same brush. Focusing it mostly on this outer corner, and then I am gonna just gently sweep it into the crease, but a little bit lower than that first shade. It does seem to build nicely on top of itself, which is good. Sometimes when you try to build on top of affordable or just not greatest quality eyeshadows, they tend to buff away the pigment underneath, but this one seems to be laying really nicely. Okay, and then I'm going to take the deeper mauve brown and press that really close to the lower lash line. Just on this outer calf of the lower lash line. All right, and then last but not least, I want to take a little bit of this deepest, almost like a blackened purple, and let's just press that really close to the lash line on this outer corner. I'm getting a little bit of fallout. Take a little bit on the lower lash line too. I really like that. All right, let's try these shimmers. I'm excited. Ooh, which one, which one? They all look so pretty. I need to try the pink or the purple, right? This one's a split pan, that's interesting. My finger's too big to get into one of the shades. You'd probably have to go in with a brush. Let's do this one or this one. Ooh, this is almost like a multi-chrome. It's got gold, blue, purple, pink. Can you see that? That's really interesting. Let's try this pink one. Ooh, that's really pretty too. I see pinky gold. Ooh, I think that's the one. Those are really special for the drugstore. Okay, Makeup Revolution. Oh my gosh, I'm actually impressed. Just to give these the best chance possible, I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter glue first. I usually always do this with any sort of shimmer shade, just because I hate having fallout on my face. So I'm just gonna tap that on the bare lid. And then let's try the lighter pink. Oh, how pretty. Oh, it's so sparkly. I love it. Ooh, pretty. Feel like a sugar plum fairy. And I love it. Yes, 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 1,000,000% yes. I need every single color. Thank you very much. Okay, friends, so I went ahead and swatched the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. I got the shade 2 Hydra Honey. You can see right there, it looks like a really beautiful brownie nude. It's pretty opaque, pretty pigmented, and I did swatch another little streak here and then wipe it off after a couple minutes. And you can see it did leave a subtle stain. I don't know if you can tell on camera. And then I was just swatching some lip liners to see what duo I wanted to do. I'm gonna go with my Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Big Lift. I love these liners. Another favorite release from the drugstore, just favorite release from this year in general. Also, my lips do feel very hydrated from this little juicy balm from Essence, which is nice. You get a nice smaller doe foot. It doesn't, maybe it slightly smells of vanilla, but it's hard to tell. Oh, it feels very thick, almost like a jelly. Very pigmented. It feels really good. I think that looks pretty. I have high hopes for this. NYX makes some great lip products. Their fat oil lip drips, their lip liners, their butter glosses. I mean, they just make some bangers. So I'm gonna see how this wears throughout the day. I'll put a note in the description box. Before we leave, I just wanna add a touch more bronzer. I'm going to use this Flower Beauty Heatwave bronzer in the shade Sunrise. It's got a slight rosy undertone, just like the e.l.f., so I thought they would look nice together. And then let's add a little bit more blush. I'm gonna take this Essence Blush Crush in the shade Deep Rose and just do a little bit of that. I love these little blushes from Essence too. They're like $3 and they're so good. My favorite is the shade Caramel Latte. That one has a little bit of a sheen to it. This one's more matte, but it is a really pretty rosy color. So you guys, that completes this look, testing out some new drugstore makeup products. There were so many hits in this video. The only thing that I didn't really love was the brow pencil from Covergirl, but everything else, so far, I'm enjoying. If I had to pick one product that really knocked my socks off, it has to be, you already know, the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. This is stunning, 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 beautiful, pigmented, blendable, buildable mattes, a little powdery, but nothing that bothers me. The shimmers are just out of this world. I was not expecting to be this impressed by these shimmers, multi-chromes, dual chromes, like they're just so dimensional, so sparkly. I'm so excited to keep playing with this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!